Hello, folks. Kyle here, Dark 30 Outdoors. Man, that tank glare, that's awful bright. You're doing a bad job, Simon. Bad job. Anyway. That's a lot better. Welcome in, welcome in. Home Depot bucket, huh? For John? That's still a sand bucket, KFC bucket. John brought his bucket jokes. Welcome in, folks. Come on in, come on in. I think I was a minute or two late hitting the go live button, but that's all right. Hey, we got City Sticker Chris is in the house, the Dose Slayer extraordinaire. He's been wagging and stacking over there in PA. Pop the water. Old Chris is hunting them deer. He ain't messing around. I've been out twice, and I just haven't been on the deer. We got Off the Hook Outdoors is in the house. Welcome in, welcome in. I feel like I'm just kind of not all situated and set tonight. I'm kind of scrambling around in the last minute. Man, work just totally kicked my butt today. I just wanted to lay around. But here I am. Oh, did you see one tonight, Chris? Too far, not a shooter, borderline. There's some details. Oh, yeah, and congrats go out to Off the Hook Outdoors. He got himself a tagged a buck over, I believe that was a Pennsylvania buck, and you still have a buck tag in Ohio, if I understand that correctly. So that's awesome, man. That is awesome. Congratulations, man. I've only been out twice. I haven't been on deer, but I am super stoked. This weekend, I'll be hunting all weekend. I'm going up Friday evening to Defiance, Ohio. I'll be hunting with CJ from Chit Happens. The Chit Happens homestead. He's got some acreage up there. He's got some food plots. He's got some deer blinds. So the cold weather has moved in. I'm pretty pumped up. I think we're gonna be on some deer. I don't know if we'll knock down a big mature buck, but we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. I'm not gonna be real choosy, but I'm also not gonna shoot the first deer I see. So, hey, we got Anti-Ajax in the house. Welcome in. Charlie, Ugly Dog Lures, come on in. Welcome. 10 days in November. Boy, I tell you what, Off the Hook, man, you hunt hard, boy. When you've got your time and you get into the woods, you just day in, day out, persistent, stay with it. And that's a good way to knock one down for sure, man. Piranha in the Amazon, swordfish in the Florida Keys, and sturgeon with eggs in the Snake River. Interesting. That's some bucket list fish right there, Anti. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Hey, we got Mark J. Larson in the house. Welcome in. As always, I like to kind of get into some of the administrative stuff to start things off. I've got, I wanted to shout this out. If anyone wants to be giving the moderator powers. I don't even know how to do that. But if somebody wanted to tell me what I got to do, and if somebody wanted to do it, then they could list the links, because I'm always up here just yammering away. Hope everyone's doing well. But yeah, just shout it out, say, hey, I'll do it, or hey, tag me or whatever, and I guess I'd figure that out. I don't know if I'd have to open the YouTube or what, but if somebody tells me what to do, I'll do it. But anywho, that's out there. If somebody wants it, let me know. If you don't, that's fine too. Now I know that the folks that are part of the YouTube community, we all kind of go around and support each other and watch each other and this, that, and the other. We know how YouTube works, right? We understand that you're going to gain some supporters, you're going to lose some. That sort of thing happens. Hey, we got Derek McDivitt in the house. Welcome in, welcome in. Alligator Gar in the Trinity River. Mako on stand-up gear and 80-pound plus blue cat. That's a good list. That's a good bucket list. Sure. Click their name on YouTube and the option is there. Oh, that's interesting. I don't even know. I'll open YouTube and have that ready. If somebody says, hey, I'll put me down, I'll do that. But well, I don't click their name in YouTube. I don't even know. Because I can't. Do I got to go into the live on YouTube? Because I can't. Do I got to go into the live on YouTube? Oh, boy, that's bad. Because I can't. Do I got to go into the live on YouTube? Oh, that's bad. All right, I'm going to table that for a moment. I might have to make somebody a moderator at some other time, and then when they come into the chat the next time, they'll be ready to rock with it. I don't know, but as I was yammering on about, oh yeah, Rooster Fish and Muskie, sure. Chat of live. Yeah, and because StreamYard, there's a delay from StreamYard to YouTube. It's when I opened the YouTube and went into my live, it was just weird. Parabellum Fishing, welcome in. Doc from Coastal TV. Howdy. Come on in. So the folks that are YouTubers and creators and they're part of this community, they know that supporters come and that supporters go. But if any of the new folks that have joined in because of this contest might happen to be watching this or might happen to watch later on after the fact, I don't know. For any of those new folks that have joined in as a supporter, that's great. I welcome you. Even if you're only excited about a gift card, that's great. I welcome you. But YouTube will nix the support, if you will, if you don't kind of watch some of the content and leave a genuine content and do those things. Hey, we got Railroader Outdoors and more. Scott, come on in. LG Homestead, welcome in. So this is great. Come on in, folks. But you new folks that maybe you're not familiar with YouTube or you're not sure if it's, I don't want you to miss out. Eligibility will be determined on November the 2nd. The winners are going to be announced on November the 3rd. So if I go in and review eligibility on November 2nd to see who did and didn't follow the rules, if you don't show up, on the November the 2nd because YouTube, nixed that, that subscription because they felt it wasn't genuine, then there's nothing I can do about that. But I wanted to put that out there for any new folks that might be watching, might not be aware. YouTube does those things. We got 5-0 trappers in the house. Welcome in. Tina Ladybug in the house and Raymond Williams. Come on in. Come on in. Lindia from Small Water Charters. Welcome, folks. Welcome. So for any of those new folks that have just kind of joined in and excited about the contest, if you want that to stick, be sure that you do those things that will make it stick. For one, I disagree with it. I promise you I disagree with the fact that YouTube does that. I'll give you an example. This goes back probably a year and a half ago. I watched one video from a young lady. I kind of scoped her channel, but I didn't watch any other videos. I only watched the one video, but I got a great deal of information from that one video, and I appreciate it so much. I gave her that support. I subscribed to her channel. I have no idea if YouTube ever took it away, but that was genuine. I got something from that person, and I wanted to subscribe. I only watched the one video, and I might not have watched the whole thing. I don't know what it counts to be a view, but out of a 14-minute video, I easily watched probably 8 minutes of it. But anyway, my point is, YouTube shouldn't take that support away. Even though I watched one of that person's video, I genuinely wanted to support that person, and that should stick. Maybe it did. I have no idea, but I don't think you should ever take that away. If a person decides to click that subscription button, even if they only watched 20 seconds of the video, I don't think that should ever be taken away. But it's their sandbox, and they get to make the rules. It is what it is. Just scrolling real quick, make sure I didn't forget anybody. I think I mentioned everybody that come on in. Hit that thumbs up. I really, really appreciate that. So, for those that are in it for the competition, if you really want to be genuinely qualified, be sure that you're doing what you need to be doing to be qualified. That's pretty straightforward. It has generated a lot of excitement, and I understand that when we do these sort of things after it's over, a lot of those folks will go away anyway. It is what it is. There won't be 100 winners. There will be 2. That's just the way it is. Again, there's a few more people trickled in. I'm going to put it out there. If you want to be a moderator, let me know. I'll make a note of it, and I'll get you added. I don't think I'm going to do it here and now tonight because I'm not that savvy, but I'll figure it out. I'll get it going for the next time, and we'll have you set up for next Wednesday. You'll be a moderator. I'd like to have one or two maybe to throw people's links out. I think that'd be cool. Let's see what else we got. I think we had. Yeah, John, I don't ever comment on your videos. I just go into your live and I steal your ideas that you stole from somebody else, that somebody else stole from somebody else. Who else? There was someone else that mentioned a fish. Oh, there's a bluefin tuna for Raymond Williams. I think we had another mention before it started, before the live actually started, of bluefin. Someone said a 1,000-pound bluefin tuna. Fillet of fish from these would work. Oh my goodness. How about halibut? There we go. That would work. Halibut would be cool. Hey, we got Angling Spiders is in the house. Welcome in. Welcome in. I copyrighted your copyright material. Oh, boy. Leave it to John. He's poking the bear. That's awesome. We got to sleep at the reel. Welcome in. Welcome in. Crappie Slayer extraordinaire. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well tonight. We're talking bucket list fish. The last couple live streams I've done where, talking about favorite fish to catch or pro fisherman, Hall of Fame, that sort of thing. A couple people had mentioned that muskie was on their bucket list, and that's a fish that's one of my favorite to catch. So I kind of thought, well, we'll kick that around. What's on everybody's bucket list for fish that they would like to catch? I'll tell you, I kind of broke it into two different categories. There's fish that are in my area that I have never caught, so they're on my bucket list. And then there's dreaming big and hoping to catch, something amazing that, we don't find here in Ohio or, wherever you live. It timed out. Yeah. Angling Spiders would like to catch a marlin or sailfish of some kind. Absolutely. Oh, boy. Asleep at the Reel's got a medical procedure coming up. Oh, boy. That is not on my bucket list. I'll tell you, for the ones that are around here in my area of central Ohio, the two biggest ones would be a flathead catfish, Rob Savage, of course he is. A flathead catfish is on my bucket list for fish that are actually around here. We've got them easily within 35, 45 minutes of my house. If I specifically targeted them and fished those waters long enough, I'd catch one. I just haven't taken that initiative. And then another one is a wiper, and that is a hybrid cross between a white bass and a striper. And a lot of our waters have those. The closest one is Buckeye Lake. It's about 25, 30 minutes away. I have fished it a couple times, probably not at prime time. But the couple times I fished it, I got skunked. So I'm a little bit turned off of that lake. But there's other ones. There's O'Shaughnessy Reservoir has them. Scioto River has them. There's a few other lakes that get stocked with those wipers. So I definitely want to target those, and I'd love to get a hold of a wiper someday. Monica, welcome in. Welcome in. Good to have you. Happy Wednesday. Absolutely. Raven Cat Homestead Cecilia. Good to see you, Cecilia. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I mentioned, I'm going to mention it again. If either of you ladies are interested in being a moderator to kick out some links, let me know. I'll make a note and try to get that kicked in for next time. I just don't have. I can't do it right now because StreamYard and YouTube, there's a lag, and when I went into YouTube, it was pretty disastrous. So I don't want to do that again. But if you make mention of it, I'll make a note of it, and then after the fact you'll be a moderator. So the next time, anytime you come in next time, you'd be a moderator. Anyway, so yeah, the Flathead Catfish is on my list and has been for a long time. And then the wiper, that would be really awesome. That wouldn't be too hard to do. I fished at Buckeye Lake. I was targeting saugeye and wipers. So I have actually at least fished in a body of water that I knew had wipers, and I was kind of sort of targeting them. It just didn't happen. Another one that is in my area, it's not super close, but it's not super far. It's only about a 2-hour drive away, and that is sturgeon. Here in Ohio, we do have sturgeon in Lake Erie and in a couple of its tributaries, most notably the Maumee River. So I could go there and I could catch a sturgeon. Now, they're so few and far between that my odds are, pretty scant. But it could happen. It at least could happen. It's within the realm of possibility. I'd love to catch a sturgeon. I'd do much better to go someplace else, whether it's Wisconsin or Oregon, and fish the Snake River and get a sturgeon that way. It'd probably be a whole lot easier. Looks like Off the Hook Outdoors and Railroader Outdoors and more are going down to Donkeyland. The Donkeyland bass is on their bucket list. So cool. Rooster Fish or Goliath Grouper. Yeah, Ted, when I was making the thumbnail for this, I actually Googled pictures of a Goliath Grouper, and I just didn't like what I was seeing for a thumbnail picture. The best pictures of Goliath Grouper were pictures that had the fisherman in the photo too, so it gave scale to the size of the fish, and I didn't want to put up a picture of other people in my thumbnail. I just didn't think that was a very good idea. But yeah, Goliath Grouper is definitely on my list. As you saw in the thumbnail, tarpon is definitely on my list. If we take this to anywhere in the world now, I think tarpon just might be the ultimate. Sunfish Assassin, welcome in. Artemis bass, shoal bass, coosa bass. I have not heard of some of those. I have heard of the coosa bass, and I've heard of a shoal bass, but I have never heard of a Bartram's bass or a Suwannee bass. I've not heard of those at all. Oh yeah, definitely. Ted, I'll hook that up for the next time. I appreciate you stepping up and saying you'll help out with that. That's awesome. You rock, bud. I don't know if I can do a Christopher Walken accent. You know who does a really good one? I can't think of his name. He played in Grumpy Old Men. He also played in the Whole Nine Yards. I can't come up with his name. He does an awesome Christopher Walken. He was in Grumpy Old Men. He was the son. One of them's the old Grumpy Old Man's son. I can't remember his name, but he does an awesome Christopher Walken. Looks like you've got some charters to book, John. That's pretty weak. I gave it a shot. You know, a bass I'd never heard of until YouTube. I actually saw this on a YouTube channel, was a yellow bass. I had no idea there was such a thing as a yellow bass. But this guy on YouTube in Tennessee is fishing this reservoir and he's catching these yellow bass. They kind of look like a cross between a perch and a bass. Pretty wild. Oh, does he do a good Christopher Walken? Trying to think of, I just can't get it right every time. Anyway, that's enough of my impressions that are terrible. Yeah, probably. Oh my goodness. John's bucket list fish is to fish with Mark Honey. Oh boy. Kevin Pollak. Thank you, Doc. That's the guy. That's the guy for sure. That was bugging me. See, when it comes to pop culture, I'm terrible. I can never remember people's names. I can picture their faces. That's why I was able to tell you some of the movies that he was in. But yeah, Kevin Pollak does an amazing Christopher Walken. I don't know, are you guys familiar with the national radio show of Bob and Tom? They always have guys on there that are comedians or stand-up or impressionists or whatever. And they had Kevin Pollak on, and he did an amazing Christopher Walken. He shared a story where he called Christopher Walken's house and he got the answering machine. And then he talked into it as though he was Christopher Walken. Something about don't forget to feed the dog and remember to do blah, blah, blah. And it was a riot. I don't know if you could podcast that or Google that, but if you got a chance to catch that, it was brilliant. Yeah, actually, I thought Sunfish Assassin, I thought all bass were in the sunfish family. Oh, I get what you're saying. The white bass are not. So like the largemouth bass and the smallmouth bass, they're in the sunfish family. And probably like the Coosa bass and the, what's that other really popular one? Striped bass. Those are all in the sunfish family. But you're saying like the white bass and the stripers, the wipers, they're not in that sunfish family. They're not in the same family. They're called a bass, but they're not. I get what you're saying. Pizzagate? I have no idea. NL Ghost Wolf, welcome in. It's great to have you. We're talking bucket list fish. What would you like to catch? We got 17 in the house. This is great, folks. Hit that thumbs up. I really, really, really appreciate it. I got off the hook outdoors. It will be jotted down for moderator status. So the next time I go live, we can have somebody in here to kick out some channel links. Amanda, welcome in. Is this a good morning? Are you still across all the way over there in the outback? Welcome in. Morning or evening. I hope that you're doing well. In fact, it's probably Thursday where you're at. We're still trying to get through Wednesday. Fantastic. Yeah, see, I know some people that bothers them. I could fish Donkey Land all day. Them gators aren't going to bother me at all. Don't bother me at all. Alligators wouldn't bother me. Snakes wouldn't bother me. A lot of that stuff doesn't bother me. You know what bothers me when I'm trying to fish on the bank and at night or something? It's raccoons. Things are scandalous. Sneaky little devils. It's an awesome morning. Yeah. It's an awesome morning. I love to hear that. Well, good morning, Amanda. Arctic char and tuna. Yeah, I think tuna has come up several times. I think the easier variety to get would be like a yellowfin. I know in the Atlantic they're relatively common, and you can get them trolling and that sort of thing. But most people, it's that ginormous big bluefin tuna, right? They want the 400, 600, 8-pounder, pushing 1,000-pound fish. I don't know, man. Some of that you're just cranking and pulling, and I don't know. I want that fish to go, but I want the fish to kind of do more. I guess tuna sometimes jump, but for me, the most acrobatic fish in saltwater would be the tarpon. I suppose snook could get pretty exciting, and barracuda. I'm gonna add barracuda to the list too because I was watching a fishing show. I want to say it was Shaw Grigsby. He was targeting barracuda in like a flats area, and he was just ripping it across the surface, like as fast as he could rip it. And a barracuda blasted that bait, and it was like a freight train. It just ripped drag for about 200 yards before he could turn it. I mean, that looks like fun. That looks like absolute fun, where you're just ripping a lure as fast as you can across the surface, and then it just gets nailed. That's what I'm talking about. No onions for John. Poor Doc. He's left out. Yeah, Raymond Williams is after the tuna, too. And we got Monica singing now. Yeah, but I mean, watching a tarpon come flying 8-10 feet out of the water, some whatever, 100-pound fish, 200-pound fish, dancing, tail walking, that would just be awesome. I don't know. Fly fishing for bonefish. I could put it on my bucket list to try. I'm not a big fly fishing person, but that's one of the, if I was going to do it, bonefish is one of the things that I'd want to go after. That's fantastic. I have a little bit of a false bias against fly fishing. To me, I feel like 90% of fly fishing is it's all this work. You're doing all this work, like it's crazy amount of work, and they catch little 6-8 inch fish. Now I know people catch bigger fish than that on fly gear, but it just seems like the vast majority of what I see on television or fishing shows or whatever, it's a crazy amount of work for a little itty bitty fish. And I don't understand that they don't reel the fish in. They strip the line and pull the fish in. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Caught him on gotcha plugs. Oh, Parabellum. He had his little raccoon story up here. I have a story about a raccoon. A buddy of mine and I would fish a local lake off the bank when I was like 16 to 19, 20 years old. You know, freedom of being able to drive, and got old enough with parents and realized we weren't going to kill ourselves or whatever. We weren't drinking and stuff. So we'd just go fishing. They'd say, fine, do whatever you want to do. So we'd go fishing a bunch. We fish off the bank. We usually use chicken liver. We caught fish. We never caught any big, we're targeting catfish, just off the bank at night, having a good old time. Well, on this one particular trip, my buddy couldn't go. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I had this occurrence where my buddy couldn't go catfishing this particular night, and I was convinced it was a good night to go. I was going to go. I went by myself, and I got this idea that the chicken liver that's why we weren't catching big fish. We weren't using a natural bait. So I went and bought minnows, and I had a minnow bucket. And if you guys are familiar with those old tin minnow buckets, it's a bucket inside of a bucket, and it's got the metal lid that's got like a little clip, and ka-chink when you close it and stuff. So I had that full of 3 dozen minnows, right? And I sat on a rock. Oh, and I'm fishing for catfish, so I'm not putting one little minnow on this hook. I've got a nice big catfish hook, and I'm putting like 4 of them on there, right? So I cast both lines out with 4 minnows. So out of 36 minnows, I used 8. We're down to like 25, 26 minnows, 24 minnows, whatever. So, math, that's my strong suit. So I plopped down on a rock, and where this fish aquarium is, that's how far away my minnow bucket was. It wasn't 2 feet away from me. It was right behind me. Like if I wanted to reach in there and grab a minnow, I could have. But I'm sitting there watching my rods, watching my lines for about 10 minutes. It wasn't a lot of time that went by. It wasn't a lot of time. It might have been 8 to 10 minutes. I'm just sitting there, and it's a pretty peaceful night. Not much wind, whatever. And I heard tink. I thought, what the hell? So I slowly turned around, and there's a raccoon right there at the bucket. And I'm like, oh, shit. I don't want to get bit. I don't want rabies, all that crap. So I'm a little bit freaked out. So I slowly eased away from the bucket toward the lake now. I got nowhere really to go. I've got about 1.5 feet before I'm at the water. And I slowly stood up, and that raccoon took off into the weeds, right? I thought, geez, that was a close call. And then I was a little bit curious. I thought, now, was he able to get it to any of my minnows? I looked in that bucket. There was no minnows left in that bucket. That raccoon scarfed down 28 minnows and without making a sound. He was a foot behind me. Got his head in a minnow bucket, sucking down minnows, didn't make a sound. I was blown away. I was like, he didn't make a sound until he lifted his head up out of there, and the lid went tink. It's like, are you kidding me? Oh, man, I was hot. And then from that moment on, I have absolutely despised raccoons. I didn't like them anyway, digging in trash and dirty and could be rabies infested. I was never crazy about the little critters anyway. But, man, they got a mask on their face for a reason. They're straight thieves. A creek runs around. He was sneaky. I was baffled. I couldn't believe he didn't make a single sound sucking down 28 minnows. Jimmy crabs. You would think the water would splash or something. I think I caught one or two, but they were small, just like every other time I went catfishing at that lake. So I kind of disproved my own theory that using minnows would mean I would catch big fish. The brothers run through it. Poor little thing. Anyway, yeah, I hate raccoons. I can deal with snakes. I can deal with alligators, no problem. I probably wouldn't be too freaked out if I was out west and I saw a scorpion or something. Stuff like that just doesn't really get me rattled. But a damn raccoon, boy, I had one that I was deer hunting one year. This was about 15 years back. It's 15 years ago, but it was in that same area, the Delaware State Park. And when I was done, it gets dark. It gets a little bit dark to where you can't see well enough to shoot, but you can still kind of see silhouettes, and you see well enough to climb down out of your tree and kind of get out of there. And I got down to the base of my tree, and I'm starting to put my climbing tree stand together, and this raccoon comes at me. And he's coming at me, and he gets within 3 feet, like he's going to climb me or something. I'm like, what is going on? I grabbed a stick and was beating him away. I'm like, this is crazy. I don't like raccoons. They're the most evil vermin there is in the world. You trappers, you get all them raccoons you can get. I cheer on every raccoon that gets trapped. Absolutely, absolutely. We got Living and Men Outdoors in the house. Welcome in, Daniel, and/or Rachel. Good to have you. Good to have you. I hope you're doing well. The dog, she's taking a nap. The dog's had her, or the kiddos had her pretty wound up. I think she's crashed out. She might be on the couch. Yeah, she's on the couch. She's allowed to be on that couch, but she's not allowed to chew it up. Oh man. So what else? What else might be a bucket list fish? We've covered some pretty good ones. It's another fish that's on my bucket list is a peacock bass, and I know some of you folks have caught those, John and Doc. I don't know who else might be in Florida that's caught a peacock bass, but I'm in Ohio. We don't have them here. I get down to Florida, I would definitely want to try to catch a peacock bass. That's on my bucket list for sure. That is on my bucket list for sure. A peacock bass. I suppose it would be cool to catch a sailfish, whether it was a blue marlin or isn't there a white marlin? Any kind of a fish with a sail would be cool to catch. That'd probably be mostly just to say that I did it. Trying to think what else. Yeah, they look like it can be quite aggressive. And anytime a fish has got an aggressive, tenacious attitude, that's a fun fish to catch. I love that they go after topwater. Like seeing some of those videos of guys in the Amazon with those prop baits that they just rip, let set for a second, rip. And it's another bass. It's not truly a bass, not in the sunfish family. They can get big. I don't know. I'm sure. I'm sure Florida's got some decent ones, but in the Amazon, man, those things can get 15, 16 pounds. I mean, that's just a tank of a fish. Blasting the topwater bait and going bananas. Oh, yeah. That would be awesome. Isn't there, what about really exotic? Like, isn't there a tiger perch in Africa or in the Middle East, somewhere around there? I don't know. I mean, shark is a shark. Kind of funny if you watch Wicked Tuna, see those guys catch a 5 or 6 foot shark and they just cursing the thing like it's trash fish. Oh, okay, yeah, peacock bass or a cichlid. That makes sense. Well, no. Hold on. Bass are a cichlid. They're in the Cichlidae family. If you want to go to that higher up umbrella, largemouth bass and smallmouth bass, all sunfish, they're in the cichlid family too. So they must not trickle down into the sunfish family. I think that's where I'm gonna mess this up. Nomenclature changes. I think it's that there's a step down below cichlid. It's unbelievable the volume of fish that fall under the cichlid family, cichlid umbrella. It's crazy. A man is going to go cage diving with great white sharks. It's on her bucket list to encounter them via cage, maybe not rod and reel. A 9-pounder would be a heck of a peacock. That would definitely get the old blood pumping. Newman Outdoors, welcome in. It's good to have you. It is good to have you. I hope you're doing well tonight. What about, does anyone have like a salmon or something in that family on their bucket list? I don't know if it does anything for me. I've got a buddy that he goes fly fishing for salmon every year, him and his boy. I think they go up to Michigan. We don't have any salmon in Ohio, I don't believe. There might be one in Lake Erie, but I can't be 100% sure of that. If we do, it's not very common at all. 19 pounds. Baby sharks. Do. Pink snapper. I don't know what else there is that I'd be inclined to want to catch. Hey, we got Living MN Outdoors is back. What about tilapia? um, alligator gar. Does anybody have that on their bucket list? Amanda has never been freshwater fishing. Wow. Yeah, Goliath Grouper, it'd be fun to catch for sure. You usually in for a battle with them things. And I guess for where they usually live, really tight to structure, when you get them to bite, you really got to put the screws to them right away and get them away from that structure, or they're just gonna break your line against that structure. They use that leverage and a little bit of abrasion and their weight and strength and power, and almost no line would live up to that. So you got to get them out of there. And then you still got to fight them. But if you don't get them off that structure right away, you don't have a prayer. Oh, okay. That's really cool. Reintroducing them in southern Kentucky. They get awful big. They sure get awful big. Biggest fish we probably have here in Ohio. Well, there's flathead catfish and there are sturgeon in Lake Erie, but there's not a lot. But I mean, you could encounter a 5-6 foot sturgeon. I know a guy caught a big one in the Maumee River about, gosh, I want to say about 8 years ago. It was a big, like 5.5, 6 footer. Yeah, that sounds like a spoonbill. People usually snag those because I think they're a filter fish. They filter plankton out of the water. They don't chase minnows and stuff like that. I think when those get caught, they usually got snagged, which is pretty easy to do because if the line is running across that big bill sticking out, and then the hooks come in and boom, a sawfish. Okay. I've caught a blue catfish out of Hoover Reservoir, which is just 15 minutes from my house. So I've caught one of those. It wasn't great big, probably in the, I don't know, 8 pound range. My son got one that was a little bit bigger. It was probably 12 to 14, somewhere in there. That was last year. I have never seen a sawfish. Sawfish. It's like a double negative. See sawfish, see small fish. Say that 5 times fast. Oh my goodness. I don't know that there's anything else that I would be too excited to catch. I think I've covered most of it. Um, a big rooster fish would be cool. Those are pretty wild looking. Get a big old 20, 24-pound rooster fish. That would be wild. West Virginia Chad with the 2 thumbs up. Welcome in, welcome in. He knows his dark 30 isms. That is a man that knows his dark 30 isms. Fantastic. I like it. I said that a lot in 2019. I hadn't said it a whole lot since then. But red fish, blue fish, small fish, big fish. See, when you see something like that, you have to say it like that. Live off the GMR. Blues can come up from the aisle until they hit that first thing. Okay. Yeah, that's a good area, man. The GMR is loaded. It's got smallmouth, it's got sawguy, it's got kidfish. That's a nice river to fish, man. What's on your bucket list to catch for fish, West Virginia Chad? Is there a fish out there that you've never caught you'd like to catch someday? You know, I think there is a fish in the pickerel family that I've never caught. I think there's like a pickerel grand slam. There's there's the muskie, there's the northern pike, there's a chain pickerel, and I think there's another one. I think there's another one. Oh boy. Maybe this will be simple enough. The grass pickerel. See, I've caught a grass pickerel, and I've caught a northern pike, and I've caught a muskie. I've never caught a chain pickerel. And I guess there's a redfin pickerel. So if I could catch a chain pickerel and a redfin pickerel, I would have completed the Esox slam, if you will. Okay. Well, they've got muskies in West Virginia and Virginia and Ohio. Should be able to find some somewhere. Hey, Heath from Frontier Survival. Welcome in. Welcome in. You snuck in. I didn't even see it. I hope you're doing well. Good night, Doc. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. I'm just about to hit the hour mark, so I'll go on just a bit here. I think I've covered it. Hey, Frontier Survival, do you have a bucket list fish you'd like to catch? Something maybe you've never caught, but you'd like to catch it? Throw it out there. Clock's ticking. Yeah, I've heard Brookville Lake has got some good muskie fishing. Yeah, thanks for stopping in and living in outdoors. Oh, come on now. You've caught a sunfish. On the fridge. Oh, he wants to catch him a sunfish. That's on his bucket list. Oh, man. In a survival situation, I'd probably be tickled pink to catch a sunfish. Any kind of fish, really. Walleye? Have you never caught a walleye? I maybe believe that one. But I know you've caught a sunfish. Walleye sure are tasty. I've caught a bunch of them. I have caught a bunch of them. My uncle used to be a charter boat captain up at Lake Erie, so I would go as his first mate. I did that for 2 or 3 summers, probably 3 summers, and then I got out of it. I mean, I enjoy fishing Lake Erie, but every weekend for 2, 3 summers in a row, and that's kind of like, okay, I've had my fill. A lot of fun, a lot of great memories. Up on the big pond is what we call it. Well, folks, good night, John, Lindia. Appreciate you guys. Always appreciate you guys stopping in. And you're not missing anything. I'm gonna sign off. I do want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you all for supporting me. I want to thank you all for all of the folks that have entered the giveaway and offered support and kind comments in that video. I appreciate that. Hey, Muskrat Adventures popping in here at the last second. I don't know what your bucket list fish is. It's probably not a catfish. I think you've caught all the catfish that are out there. So, but I do. I really, really, really appreciate it. Things are rocking. I know that when it's all said and done and the contest is long over with, a bunch of those will fall off. But it's cool to watch it jump up and climb the ladder, and it'll probably drop down a couple pegs, and that's fine too. But hey, that's the way it goes. 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. We'll get there. We're charging forward. It's a lot of fun. I love that I can do that for folks. I appreciate the genuine support, guys coming in, chit-chatting, listening to me ramble on for an hour or so. I'll have a moderator in here next week, and maybe we can get some guys up on panel, and it won't just be me babbling on and on and on. Thank you, and have a good night.